matter how frustrating the lapses in his career have been, he remains an artist, an American artist.
Elvis was a searcher. He said to me, I want to be able to reach and feel what we all go through as human beings.
Right now.
What's up, guys? So I just bought The Searcher. I got it on DVD, and when this came out, I was like, I think I'll pass. You know, I've seen so many documentaries, and it after a while just becomes like over and over. You see the same stuff all the time. This one, I knew they've been talking about for a while, and they said this one is just going to be like the be-all, end-all, the best. And, you know, I heard a lot about it. People said I should watch it, but I'm thinking, do I really need to, you know? Wasn't that into it. You know, it was on HBO, and I heard good things about it. It looked a little interesting. I saw a few clips, but I just wasn't too thrilled, you know? And so I talked to some people on my Instagram, and they convinced me that I need to see it. So I said, hey, you know, what the heck? I went on my day off. I picked it up from the store. And so I sat home that night and I watched it. Now, I have mixed emotions about it. Ultimately, I was really disappointed with it. And here's why. You know, I was in there and I looked at the back of the cover and I was so surprised. Like, this is one of the reasons that I was like, okay, I'm getting it. It's over 200 minutes, like over 3 hours. I'm like, okay, man, I can't go wrong with this. You know what I mean? Like, they put a lot of effort into it, and it's 3 hours. I'm not going to waste my money, you know? So, okay, so I get home later that night, I watch it, and I'm just so blown away by the detail that they put into it. They start off from his early childhood. They show like the time they take to tell the story of Elvis, his upbringing, you know, really gets you involved, and like you're really in there, like with old footage, not even Elvis footage, like old footage from back in the day in the South. They let you know what the environment was like, what the environment Elvis was in. His dad, they told about how Vernon went to jail. He was only in there for 6 months. They talk about him and Gladys having to bond closer because of that. And they talk about his early life, about how he was driving a truck. And the one of the real surprising things is they have so many, even throughout the whole movie, not just at the beginning, they have so many clips of Elvis talking about his early life, his whole life, like stuff that I've never heard before. And so basically they walk you through the story of Elvis's life, and which sounds great, right? With incredible footage. And for those of you who've seen it, I know you like how they take you through Graceland. It's like a time warp. Each generation, or each time period, like the 50s, 60s, 70s, is like a time warp. Like, they take you through the house, they actually play it from one of his TVs in the living room. It's just really cool. The detail they put in, I really appreciated it. They have tons of old footage, like footage, you know, black and white stuff from his you know, the life back then, how they lived, like the environment, what society was like. Elvis inspiration, or inspiration from for music, and how he learned from black artists and white artists and who he was influenced by. In summary, they do a great job. So I'm thinking, oh man, this is going to be awesome, because they put a ton of work in it. But then I start to get into the mid-50s, like 56, where he starts to make it. And trust me, until this point, it doesn't let you down at all. And I was like, yes. But here's the thing that I started to dislike. They don't have, like, they build up this great performer, but they do not show him performing. They'll have like little clips here and there of the official footage, And I'm like, okay, well, they're probably going to get to like a song here or there. Not that the whole thing is a concert, but like if you're talking about the greatest entertainer of all time, don't you think you should have like maybe at least 3/4 of a song or two? Can't we see some of the Dorsey brothers? Like, all we have is like just talking about him and what he did and what was going on. And oh, he was on Ed Sullivan, and they show you like 5 seconds of it. So I'm like, come on, like you need to add a little more of the meat and potatoes of it, not just the talk. But the talk is great. You know what I'm saying? And so also the footage that they use is very old looking. Like, I'm not talking about the maybe the home movies and this and that, but the footage of the official footage, like the TV performances. It's like they purposely made it look even older. It's like they got a VHS tape, recorded it, and just, you know what I mean? It was just like, it was worse than official releases. So I'm like, what the heck? Then I'm like, well, maybe they are just trying to date it and really get you in the mood. And then so we get into the 60s. Okay, so the first part of this documentary, really biography, is awesome. His early life through the 50s is just incredible. And I mean that by the detail. They show you lost footage of him performing, like on the Louisiana hayride. They tell you tons of stories about how he got on the hayride, because Colonel Parker actually got him onto it, and it was very hard to do so. And so, okay, that brings us to the 60s. I'm thinking, okay, they'll do more in the 60s.
Guys, it's been a while since I watched The Searcher. I think that was the only time I actually watched it right before this review I made. This is part 1, 1935 through 1960. Stay tuned for the other parts. The full unedited video is on Elvis is the Man, the main channel. Thanks for watching.